Hey everyone. So today I just wanted to talk about and hopefully create a discussion about pregnancy. I don't know for a lot of you, obviously, what you've been through, but there are a few people I do know, and they've been able to share with me just a few things they've been through. This all kind of came about me just seeing a lot of things on my feed on Instagram and on YouTube where a lot of people share the exciting times, the happy times, the good times, the baby bumps, the baby showers, gender reveals, and just all the very cute, lovely photos that they get to have, which is really nice. It's really good. But I was thinking to myself, where's the other side of it? Like in school, they don't talk about, okay, so you've had intercourse, you found out you're pregnant. Well, you didn't realize you were pregnant until 6 months when something started to change. And I've known people like that. They didn't even realize they were pregnant. Like, I don't know. That's pretty cool though, because my pregnancy was, I knew I was pregnant. I had hyperemesis and it just did not go well for me at all. But expand on that a little bit later. So, there's this whole other side that we just don't talk about, and it's like, why? Why are we not talking about the hard times of pregnancy? Are they afraid that people don't want to be pregnant? Like, are they afraid, people will be put off by it? Will they be afraid of, the reality of it? If you're going to flip a coin, there's only two sides, it's heads or tails sometimes, and you can't just always put it to heads where it's always this good picture. People need to talk about and support each other if they've been through hard things. I mean, there's extremes of loss and miscarriage, which is really hard. I've known people personally, and it's just really heartbreaking to see. And, I wish people would have talked to us as the friends and the family of how to support people like that. What do you do in that moment? How can you just be there for them? So um, it's a hard one to navigate. It really, really is. And I think all of this has come from was just a lack of information. It's really simple for them to say, look, when you are pregnant, they should actually talk to you properly about it. It shouldn't just be you go to your doctor, you take a test, then you get blood tests, and it's just checks for the baby, it's just scans. If you do have issues, it's continual checks and scans to make sure everything's going well, progressing well, the baby's okay. It should be a lot more to, okay, how is the mother being affected? Is she okay when she comes to actually giving birth? What care can we provide? And it's pretty sad here because if I wanted a midwife, I'd have to pay. I know in New Zealand that they had a midwife who was there for them and they had the care that they needed, which was such a good thing. And I wish we had it here because there's a lot of first time mums, especially, they just don't know how to navigate. I mean, I can imagine going back, being younger, having a child, and not having that help. Honestly, like, it is really hard. It is really, really hard. And actually, I do know what it's like because I didn't have that help. But I'm speaking for, other women out there, how do you navigate? If you don't have a mother who's going to tell you, or a sister, or sister-in-law, or just anyone, like a friend, you can't really turn to the internet. The internet's going to tell you, okay, go to your doctor, just check out for basic signs. If you have issues, just go to your doctor. It's not going to talk about, the extremes of hyperemesis. It's not going to talk about emotional changes and hormonal changes. It's not going to talk about the serious health issues that could arise. It's not going to talk about, your mental health, postnatal. I didn't even know what postnatal was until I actually went through it. And I couldn't believe, like, it definitely was some of the darkest days that I've been through. And it just felt like every day was just dark. And I felt like I was drowning and I didn't know how to go out. And I just tried my hardest to be happy and to be the best. And I had to be there for my baby. And it was like the more I gave, the less of me there was. And I remember when I realized I did have postnatal and I needed help and I needed to talk to someone, I went to go find the help. And when I started to reach out, it was not there. I just I couldn't believe it, you know. I tried everywhere. I got a thing from my doctor. My doctor was like really concerned and like, oh, you need to go talk to someone. You're obviously, you know, struggling and this and that. And I was like, well, yeah, I know that. You don't need to tell me. But, you know, you go talk to someone and they're just, I couldn't believe the responses. Like they were just like, no, you have an issue. You just need to deal with it. And I won't go into detail of the situation, but I just remember sitting there and being like, I've come all this way to talk to you, half an hour out of your time. You were recommended by someone to help me, and yet you are just going to be angry with me when I'm trying to be open and real about these issues that I'm having and things I'm struggling with, and I'm looking for help and ideas and how to navigate. You know, how can I be better? That's what I'm trying to find. And was just not met with that. And so it's really hard to think that there are women out there trying to find help and just get met with that too. There's just no help there. You get told to just suck it up and deal with it, and this is your situation now, and that's it. You have to get on with it. So I'm the type of person who I just try and let things go, but I will make sure I will not do that to another person. That if someone comes to me for help, that I do listen and that I'm there for them. And that's what I'm really trying to do with all my videos, is that I hope that you can leave me a comment or a message, whatever you're going through, and that I can be just even one person who listens. You know, I've been through a lot and I'm looking forward to sharing that, but this is just one part of my life, and you know, thankfully it is over for now. And yeah, I hope that you like this video, and that if this is something you're going through, that you just don't give up on yourself. You know, you were just doing the absolute best that you can, and no one can expect any more of you because you were just giving like no one has given before, and that is the reality of mothers. You know, I wish there was more. You know, I see some lovely stories of husbands helping their wives thoroughly. They come home and cook and clean as well and help with the children, but just unfortunately, it's just not the story for all of us. And I wish it was, you know. And I'm speaking as in, you know, there's a lot of other women out there. Thankfully for me, I've just kind of tried to manage my time as best as I can, and when I need help I try and ask for it, and that's a big thing for me, because every time I do ask I seem to be met with no's. So if you are also like that, don't give up, keep on asking, and just see, you know, if you meet someone you believe can really help you and will really help you and you have a good feeling about them, then go with that. Yeah, and I wish there was more out there that would help pregnant women. You know, they have things like the home doctor and things like that, and I've made calls to them and they just wouldn't come. They said just go to the hospital. When I did go to the hospital, they told me to take codeine. So yeah, it's not really a good life choice while you're pregnant. So I really hope that whatever you are going through, and if you are struggling, that you do find the help you need. I wish I had more help. Honestly, it's times like this I was a multi-millionaire so I could make homes for women and provide the help they need and just pay midwives to be there, you know. But I'm not, so I'm doing these videos and I hope they make a difference.